talk about it since it's a very quiet day. First off, Noah Hawley, who's basically doing the Alien TV show for Disney. I guess Disney owns the property. Isn't making Disney. They're not doing Ripley. They're just doing a relevant story about the inequality of our time. That's all I'm going to say about it. I can't, you know, it gets to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You guys have all lost your minds. What the fuck is he talking about? What inequality? All right. Then, hey, Matt Piranha. Then we got, if you have a Facebook page, you've been getting little drop downs or pop ups that say, do you know anybody who's been radicalized? Here's how you can get support. Basically, they're telling you to report on your friends. How Berlin, Germany, 1942. How East Germany, 1965. How haven't these people seen the lives of others? What the fuck? This is really sick. And of course, every once in a while, you'll get help make YouTube a safer place. Fuck you. How's that? Okay. That's my prompt for YouTube. You know, you have a way to keep kids off of it with over 18 content. It's going, Mater fan. Why are you asking? But that's what we do. Other than that, what we put on here shouldn't be anybody's concern. Okay? Really, it shouldn't. Anyway. And then we've got, so there's that. So we've got the guy who's taking aliens into Wokistan. I'm sure Ridley Scott can't be happy. And Facebook going into full-on Gestapo mode. So I don't know. You know, I'm literally, you know, I figured that's what that meant, Dave. So anyway, I'm like, but here's something interesting. So there's one Star Wars, this is all UK information, that's where it's coming from. Star Wars film or TV show being made at outside of Los Angeles or London, at a town in the area called Reading, and studios being set up, and that whatever TV show it's going to be is going to be filmed there, probably in October, maybe later. And the next year there are 3 Star Wars shows being filmed in the UK. TV shows, no movies. The one that's being filmed first is definitely not The Acolyte. Any of the other ones could be. Okay, you know, I'm going to put this out there. Just because we don't want it doesn't mean that KK didn't somehow, in her I'm leaving package, didn't get it put down in writing that they have to make that at least one season. Okay. I wouldn't doubt it. So don't get upset when you hear that. No one's gonna watch it. I think the execs at Disney know that. It's attached to that very major league failure, the High Republic. But whatever. Okay. But the other 2, I don't know what they are either. Now, I assumed Ahsoka would be the logical next step in the Favreauverse. But I have a feeling that's going to be filmed in Los Angeles at the compound that they have. I mean, when I look at what they're doing with The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and whatever else they're going to film there, it's kind of like back in the old days when John Ford, the director, was known as Jack Ford. They actually had ranches and compounds that they would film westerns at. Okay. And actually, the Manson family stayed at one of them. That ranch that they were at, they planned the Tate LaBianca murders. That was an old Western ranch that wasn't used to make Westerns anymore because Westerns were dying out for the primetime cop show. Like, when you see what was going on, you had FBI, you had Dragnet, and then later, other shows like Kojak, and not named after my dog, nor is my dog named after him. Ironside, all that stuff. But yeah, so that's what they're kind of doing with this. They're approaching it the way the studios used to approach making Westerns. Oh, hey, David. So anyway, but in this studio in Reading kind of seems like that too. That's going to be a campus strictly for the Favreauverse, because I can't see any other shows that are part of that being made. I mean, I necessarily think that Andor is a indirect part of the Favreauverse, because it has to be. Okay, now I said this before. I'll say this again. I have heard that the first show, the one that I talked about yesterday, is going to have some of Andor's crew and some of the Obi-Wan crew. Okay. They are advertising for set crew right now. Painters, journeyman carpenters, artists, things like that. I've heard that there's actually concept art that's already been done, so they need set designers to set it all up. And it's a big goddamn place. It's not little, so they're basically creating an entire universe. I'm going to say this, and there's a volume studio in London. So they can do a lot of the extra stuff they need to make it look, I'm going to say this. I think it's Solo. I really, really do think it is. It's not Acolyte. When I think of what Bob Chapek did when let's see if I can find that actually. I bet you I can. We'll listen to it. You guys can listen to this and you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But, oh, pooey on Yui. Okay. We'll find out. Actually, let's look at this first, just because my Safari opened up on Pablo. Let's see what this dickhead is doing. So he's talking to Phil Stozek about all the books he was involved in. And he's doing the self-indulgent. Boy, he's so out of there. I'm so sad. I am. Okay. Bob Chapek Solo. Now, we've got people thinking that it's going to be basically part of the TV, the movie Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't. If they, and it's not a sequel. I mean, Plex Real thinks it's a sequel. It's like, no, it's not. But I need to find I can't find it, but there's a video where he says, it. I mean, it's a YouTube. And the guy, let's find it. Because I want you guys to hear it. We'll find it. He didn't say there was any series, and this is just going to be very interesting. I can't find it, but it's on there. Maybe I'll put a thing up on my page and let you guys see it for himself. He basically says Han Solo. I mean, Boba Fett. You know, that's what they call a Freudian slip, and everybody does it. When you've got something on your head that you're thinking about, and it kind of comes out of your mouth, but it's not what you wanted to say. Yeah, and a Freudian slip says a lot. So I really think that they are developing or actually in the process of actually doing a Han Solo TV show. And, you know, I'm going to add this. Dave Filoni has always wanted to explore. You know, Angelique, I don't know. I do know there's an actor in the UK who's pretty much undercover right now that I've heard. I know what his name is. I'm not at liberty to say who it is, but I don't know if whoever it's going to be. It's definitely not Alden Ehrenreich. You know, they're not looking to continue the mistakes of the past. Sorry, Alden Ehrenreich, but you are a mistake of the past. Okay, you can't be allowed to play Han Solo anymore. All right, and I think he knows that. I mean, I haven't looked on his IMDb page in a while, but there was nothing there. There's nothing on a lot of their pages right now, including Anthony Ingruber. But Ingruber on Twitter's talking about voiceovers and game stuff, and you know, stuff that he does. So, and Ehrenreich isn't on social media at all, and he's probably smart not to be on there because he would have been chased. You know, well, you'll all know it because it'll be announced. I'm not at liberty to say what actor it is. You know, all I know is that there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. Okay, you've got Andor being filmed in the UK. You've got this new show that might not be anything we've seen. They might be doing a Boba Fett thing where they film it. They start filming it around the time Andor, when we get an idea of it when Andor is coming on. See, what Filoni and Favreau are trying to do is connect everything, kind of like what George did. And because if you look at the tree of history, everything has one branch, and that's a Skywalker. The trunk is a Skywalker saga. You have all these little stories coming off and intersecting. And this is going to be, and it's all intertwined. It's going to be interconnected, and you can do that in the pre Empire Strikes Back days, in the pre New Hope days. You can create that universe, you know. And part of what Filoni, I know he's wanted to do this for a long time, is explore the world, the underworld, the criminal underworld. Okay, this is why the Book of Boba Fett's going to be really dark. Okay, the Bad Batch has gotten dark. Okay, these aren't shows for little 4-year-olds. I mean, you know, I don't see Pablo Hidalgo retweeting stuff about the Bad Batch. I don't think he likes it. This isn't the kind of thing that people with that sort of sensitive soul want to see. They don't. Their idea of dark is Kyle Ron butchering his father. Okay. The rest of us were pissed off, and they're like, "Well, the things have to change. Kill the past." You know. I have something in my teeth, don't I? God. Sorry. Okay, it's good. You know, I was eating hazelnuts. Okay, don't yell at me. Um, you're lucky it wasn't carrots or greens. Anyway, the reality that you get when you watch one of my little videos, um, it's just all we're it's gonna be very dark. The Book of Boba Fett is gonna be really dark, so I look forward to it because again, this is part of Star Wars. I mean, you look at The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back was really dark. Part of Return of the Jedi was dark. Oh, thanks, Dave. You know, that's the thing. Okay. Um, anyway, so I don't it's really weird. The next those three from next year could be anything. One of them could be the Acolyte. I just don't feel that the Acolyte is something that they really want to make. Um, I don't feel that strongly for it. Um, to me, it looks like Leslie Headland and the writer, who doesn't know shit about Star Wars, uh, are out there banging the drums to get support. But there's no public support for it. Um, I think there is going to be him. I think he is going to be in the Book of Boba Fett. Either because they're going to go into the time frame from when Boba Fett was found outside the Sarlacc pit, and to whatever. I think that there will be, we will see Han somewhere in that. But I think the Andor series, because everybody, you can say you never wanted a Han Solo origin story. I do. I want a good one. I want something based on Crispin and Daly stuff, without the illusionists and without the Wild West show shit. Because it's one of those things where you look at the writer going, really? What the actual fuck is that? Um, yeah, I just said that, David. Just talked about her. Um, so, I do think that they're going to have him. You're right, Jeremy. I do think they're going to have him in Andor in some capacity. I've just got a gut feeling, and that's going to lead into whatever they're making now. Okay, because as much as we like mysteries, don't leave things mysteries. I think to be fair to Han and the character, he should have an accessible origin story. He should be able to be talked about because then people like Olivia Wilson, who used to run the Facebooks, or who does run the Facebook group Star Wars Discussion, who chased me out of there because I called her a batshit crazy misandrous cunt to her face in a private chat, because she was making up all this shit about Han Solo that wasn't true. Like, he beat Ben. No, he didn't. It's not even in canon. It's just, here's the deal. You get a bunch of women who are enabled and they're mentally insane, and they get to run loose and do whatever the fuck they want. You get a really bad thing going on. And the Star Wars discussion page on Facebook is huge, but it's run by a really bad people. And I told her husband, you better get control of your wife, all right? Because she's a bad person. You run into the Raylos there, and they're allowed to fuck with you, but you're not allowed to retaliate. And it's like, fuck that shit. I let her have it. I let the Raylos have it. But those people need to be shut up. Okay. And I can't see, and I really, really can't see Jon Favreau walking out of Solo being happy with that. And I know he saw it. But anyway, my husband is home, so I gotta cut this short. Yes, they're still filming Indy 5. So I might be back later today.